All right, Wizards of the Coast just finished their first ever D&D Direct, and a lot of big news out of this. Some of this which has been predicted for a while. Obviously, Spelljammer's the big one. They had this as an April Fool's joke, which would be really mean to do if you weren't gonna eventually announce it with how hyped some of the fans were. This is the first time we've really seen like a big Spelljammer box set since the early 90s, since 2nd edition, and we're getting another box set here. It's gonna come with 3 books that are each 64 pages each. It's gonna come with a DM screen and a double-sided poster map. I was skeptical of Spelljammer for a while. I know there's a lot of hype behind it because there are specifically sci-fi tabletop RPGs that are meant to be played like that. The rules are designed around that. It was gonna take a lot to get me excited about this campaign setting from what I knew about it. Seeing the artwork and hearing a little bit about the character races was the one thing that kind of got me actually pretty excited. You know, we have the Astro Elves, the Auto Gnomes, the Gif, which are the hippo-headed creatures, the Hedozi, the flying monkeys, the Plasmoids, the Ooze, and the big one for me, they saved it for last, the Thicreen. You know, we got these praying mantis looking kind of humanoids. They have some telepathy and they have color changing carapaces. That to me is just really cool. Got the announcement of the D&D digital library. All that's there, it looks like, is just this Monstrous Compendium Volume 1 Spelljammer creature. So maybe they're just gonna do stuff that goes with things going forward, rather than go to the past. We're also getting this prequel adventure for Spelljammers that sounds like it's free. So Light of Xeraxis is a 64-page book, so it's not gonna be a massive adventure that's gonna cover a span of huge levels, but we are only getting to level 8 here. I'm guessing this prequel adventure might be something that is at least 32 pages or maybe 64 pages as well. That'll take us another like 3 or 4 levels. We're gonna get a big Spelljammer adventure between the two, I think, and I'm guessing they will link very closely together. Like, I'm guessing we're gonna get pieces of the Astral Adventures guide, at least the player design pieces, leaked to run that prequel adventure to lead into Light of Xeraxis and the rest of this stuff. Probably just like they did with their Monstrous Compendium that they released in the digital format. But either way, I'm gonna be getting the box set and covering it here. So if you want more information about Spelljammer coming up, make sure to subscribe. Obviously, a huge part of the Direct was Spelljammer, but there are other books that we found out more stuff about a little bit. Finally, the new starter box, Dragons of Stormwreck Isle, was announced. There wasn't a lot said about it, which I kind of expected. You know, a D&D Direct, your audience is probably not the same as the people that are buying your starter box for the first time. You know, these are your established fans who have played before. The only really new information that we got that differentiates it from other starter boxes is just that there will be digital onboarding tools to show new players the basics. I don't know what this means. Does this mean there's going to be some videos on a website that just show you how to play D&D with some examples? What I really would have liked to have seen from them is digital tools to play the game, and I'm hoping there's some of that in there. Since the start of a global pandemic, there are more people than ever that are playing online. You know, I think a lot of us would love to play in person. Some of us are still playing in person, but there's been a shift, and it didn't seem like that has really seriously been acknowledged. Now, they just bought D&D Beyond. It's too soon for anything to have happened with that. They couldn't have possibly announced anything with that in this Direct, I don't think. I'm hoping that's coming. That's what we really need from them. Dragons of Stormwreck Isle is gonna retail for 50 bucks. I'm seeing that on Polygon and Wargamer here. This is substantially more than the other box sets. Yeah, Polygon, you know, one of them is like 13 bucks right now. You know, these originally cost 20 and 25 bucks. 50 is almost double that. And from the look of the image that we got, you know, what new is even in here? You know, we have the digital tools, but it doesn't look like we're getting a lot more than any other box set. You know, it's gonna come with dice, it's gonna come with these character sheets and a couple of booklets, and then the digital onboarding tools. What is that? What does that mean? And why is it worth 25 extra dollars? Those tools better really help introduce people to D&D, because otherwise it costs so much more. Or it better just be a way better adventure. Still planning to grab a copy of this and check it out on the channel, so we'll see how they compare when it comes out. But sort of with their doubling down on the physical stuff, they have 2 new kits coming out. There's the terrain case and the campaign creatures case. So basically like tiles that you can swap out the decals on and use them on your battle maps, and something to sort of create battle maps. You know, it looks like they're flippable and you can get different terrains and you can put decals on them to represent different, you know, campfires or something like that. It looks like it's gonna be convenient to bring places, which is nice, right? Like, you've in the past had people that have a bunch of minis or have these things and they also have to get a carrying case. I'm guessing that's gonna be kind of a steep price from Wizards of the Coast, but hopefully that will help mitigate the difference between sort of doing these things another way and having to buy your own case and carry them, you know, that it's just an all-in-one unit that has what you need and kind of folds out. So both of those are coming out in July. We still have the Radiant Citadel coming out in June, which we had got a little bit more information about, but not a lot. They showed some new artwork. We've seen the names of a couple of the adventures and a little bit more about them. The big standout to me is very Day of the Dead and Festival inspired. My prediction here with Journeys to the Radiant Citadel is that this is going to be a lot more focused on social encounters and sort of exploration and not as much combat, but they did tease one enemy. Maybe they just haven't announced that yet, but it does look like it will be shifted in that direction. That's not necessarily a bad thing, it's just a direction, and that's what I'm seeing so far with that. Another piece we got information about was Dragonlance, at least that it's officially coming in late 2022. No cover art yet, not a lot of details. Understandable, still in development, I guess. All right, that kind of covers most of the announcements from today's D&D Direct. What are you most excited about? Let me know in the comments below, and until then, keep rolling and have fun.